As we have mentioned a couple of times now, a big milestone for a program that is really making a difference for families in Michigan. This one is called RX Kids, and it gives money directly to new moms and families who need it. Participating families can get $1,500 during pregnancy, followed by $500 per month during at least the first 6 months of a child's life. And since it launched last year, more than $10 million has been given out. Right now, the program is operating in Flint, Pontiac, Kalamazoo, and parts of the Upper Peninsula. But wait, there's more. It's set to expand into Wayne County, to Dearborn, and possibly other communities like River Rouge, Inkster, Highland Park, Melvindale, and maybe some others. The program, led by Dr. Mona Hanna. She is a pediatrician who exposed the Flint water crisis. She's here right now joining us. Dr. Mona, thank you for being here so early on a Tuesday morning. I do want to talk to you a lot about this program because from what I've read, this was intended to kind of fill an economic gap. When you have a child, mom sometimes isn't able to go back to work.
Right.
Sometimes dad is taking time off.
Right.
And that's a problem. And
Yeah.
when you don't have that paycheck coming in, it causes a big issue.
Yeah, it turns out that the poorest time in your life is around that time that you're having a baby. It's around childbirth. Right. Moms come out of the workforce, they lose income, we don't have paid leave. Babies are expensive.
They're cute, but they're expensive.
They're so cute. It's estimated like $20,000 just in that first year of life. So this actually is the period of the greatest economic shock in your whole life. This is when you are, period, the poorest. The poorest time in your life is when you're having a baby.
So forgive the question, but how is this being paid for? Because we have seen a lot of funding kind of be pulled back across the nation right now. Is this sustainable for a while?
Well, we think so. So this is a beautiful public-private partnership, which means all kinds of folks are at the table. Philanthropy was the first to come in. So we started in Flint in January of 2024, and our first funder was the C.S. Mott Foundation, which is based in Flint. And they came in with $15 million, like OMG, $15 million, because they understood, like I understood, that, hey, like let's actually do something that's preventative. We spend a lot of money treating the consequences of poverty, be it in mental health or nutrition issues or transportation issues or missed appointments or healthcare problems. Let's do something that's preventative. And then after they came in, we had lots of other support from philanthropy, but this is also supported by the state of Michigan. And in many of our other communities, we also have other municipal dollars from cities and counties.
Okay. So I understand you've done some research. You're getting some numbers back, because I know you're a scientist. You love the data, right?
It's
And
so fun.
not only is this helping in the ways that we normally would think it is, but it's also doing those things, helping mental health, helping physical health, even by having the dollars so you can, I say, go to the doctor again, right?
It's a bit like a panacea, because we are treating this kind of root cause of so many inequities, this kind of what we call this root social determinant of health, that we are seeing so many impacts. And the impacts really are not surprising, because even though this sounds like a really cool, crazy new idea, it's done across the world. 70% of countries do some sort of child allowances or child cash transfers.
So we're late to the game then.
We're so late to the game. So, but we were kind of, we caught up with our peers during COVID, because we did something called the expanded child tax credit. As a nation, we gave cash every month to most families with children, and that lowered child poverty to its lowest level ever. Tons of amazing outcomes, but that was not renewed. So that kind of inspired us to do RX Kids. Like, hey, we can do big things. We can be like other countries. We don't have to be okay with our babies growing up in poverty. So our outcomes are incredible. They're all on our website, rxkids.org, but we're seeing improvements in economic stability. We had no evictions in our mamas last year.
Really?
No evictions in our mamas that were surveyed. Improved nutrition satisfaction, decreased postpartum depression, improved maternal mental health. And then in big data, because we have such a high uptake rate, everybody who's eligible has signed up in our communities. We're seeing improved maternal infant health, people going to their appointments, better birth weight, better gestational age, less child abuse issues. So really, really amazing outcomes that have been hard to move, and we are moving them.
Is there any hesitancy? Are you seeing families or moms saying, wait a minute, you're just going to give me money?
A lot of people think it's not real.
Yeah, sure.
So they think it's a scam. They're like, are you kidding me? But then a friend is in it, or they hear about it from a trusted source. So the most common ways people find out about it is social media and friends and families. But I think in a lot of our research and a lot of our evaluations, we get this amazing, this sense of gratitude from our families. Like, thank you. Like, I didn't think anybody cared about me, but like, there's a village walking alongside me.
Yeah.
Like, people see me, they understand how hard it is for everybody to have a child and to raise a child.
I'm sure you've talked to many of the moms involved in this. It must be an incredible weight off their shoulders too, where they can start just to focus on this little bundle of joy in front of them and not the dollars around them.
Oh, Nick, that is exactly what we're hearing. So we expanded to 5 counties in the UP.
Yeah.
And the folks in the UP are like, we've always felt left behind. Like, we never get really cool things.
Yeah.
And like, finally, like, we have support to maybe stay a little home a little longer
Sure.
with our baby, or to be able to breastfeed, or to pay for childcare, which is so expensive, or, the flexibility of this money. People can decide. We're trusting families to decide what's best for them. And that's enabling folks to to meet their needs.
Just to make their own choices
To
too.
make their own
Right.
choices.
How empowering is that?
And we're seeing kind of that come out in the data, that freedom to be able to kind of make their financial decisions and to feel trusted and empowered.
Are there any eligibility requirements? How does this work? Can I just sign up?
Yeah, so you
As
go
long
to,
as I have a baby. Not me.
Yes. So you go to the website, rxkids.org. It's a very kind of efficient program. So there's not much administration. I think that's why we've gotten so much kind of bipartisan support, is because it's such an efficiently administered program. And then if you are in an RX Kids community, you can sign up. So right now we're in 8 counties in Michigan, hoping to grow, as you mentioned.
Yep.
And then you just have to kind of upload proof of residency so that you live in a certain community, or pregnancy or childbirth. You can sign up anytime after 16 weeks of pregnancy up to 6 months of age of an infant.
I would imagine your goal is to make this statewide.
That is the goal, and there actually are conversations in the legislature right now. The Senate leaders have proposed something called their building blocks agenda, which would make it statewide. So it's not just a statewide goal. This is a national
Nationwide,
goal.
sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we are working with so many other states who want to be like Michigan, who want to be like Flint. Like, I get calls every day, like, I want to be like Flint. We want this.
Probably didn't hear that very often, did you?
No, but that was always our goal. Like, from the moment of the water crisis, our goal was to become a model of how we care for our children, and this is part of that.